Being a stay-at-home mom, I've gone through seasons where I've questioned my purpose. Is this all that God has for me? I love being a mom, but I also want to feel like a person. I want to feel like I've have some accomplishments. And then the Lord humbly tells me, this is a part of your purpose. And the greatest thing you can do is raise your children. But if you're anything like me, sometimes those answers are not good enough for my heart. But then I came across this verse. Ephesians 3:16 through 18 says this, that according to the riches of his glory, he may grant you to be strengthened with power through his spirit in your inner being, so that Christ may dwell in your hearts through faith, that you, being rooted and grounded in love, may have strength to comprehend with all the saints what is the breadth and the length and the height and the depth. Verse 19 says this, and to know the love of Christ that surpasses knowledge, that you may be filled with all the fullness of God. See, I did a little bit of research here, and I was like, according to the riches of his glory, what does riches of his glory mean? And I came across this. The infinite, inexhaustible, and magnificent resources of God's character, which is his love, power, wisdom, and grace, which he uses to abundantly supply the spiritual, physical, and emotional needs of believers through Christ. It signifies a generous provision based on divine wealth, not earthly limitations. In verse 17, he mentions being rooted. Jordan Lee says it the best. Jordan Lee says, rooted refers to agriculture. Having roots in love makes it a life source. Not only are we created out of love, but the very roots of our existence are planted deep within its nutrient soil. Following being rooted, he mentions being established. And she says this, refers to structure. Love is the structure out of which our purpose, faith, and life are built. It is the cornerstone that supports all of our movements as believers. It is a sheltering structure to protect us, build us, and establish us in his ways. We are planted in love, built by love for love. Paul prays that we may grow in this understanding, because when we know how loved we truly are, we can act out of love. We can thus fulfill the greatest purpose of all, love God and his people. Our purpose will always go beyond us to whatever he's placed you in and whomever he's placed you with. Your purpose is to know the height and the depth of his love, to understand what he did on that cross was more than enough for you,